Good morning and welcome to Allen Avenue Unitarian Universalist Church's in-person and online worship. Whether today is your first time here or you've been coming for years, we're so glad you are with us. My name is Pam Jackson. My pronouns are she and hers, and I'm a member of the board and of the choir. We are growing a community that transforms lives through the power of love. Our mission calls us to celebrate diversity, encourage spiritual growth, and promote social responsibility while we travel on and care for the earth. A special welcome for those who are joining us on Zoom today. If you're attending for the first time, please go to our website and fill out the welcome card so we can know more about you. I have a few announcements this morning. First, I'll let you know about next Saturday. Next Saturday at 6 p.m. is our Chinese New Year potluck. There's a sign-up sheet by the coffee window, and sign-ups are also optional. All are welcome. And then today we have two events going on. For those staying for the Common Read discussion, we are meeting in room number 4. If you're joining us on Zoom, you will find the link on the events calendar in Breeze. And also today, we have winter listening circles. So that's today at 11:30 in the boardroom with light refreshments. And now we invite you to take the opportunity to silence your cell phones so that we can be fully present to one another. After the service, please grab a cup of coffee or tea in the kitchen window and stay for conversation, or head down to the end of the long hallway to join a group for a brown bag lunch. Those on Zoom can stay and connect with one another. And now let us center our hearts and minds with the ringing of the chimes.
Good morning. Good to see you. And those I can't see that I know are there. It's good to be with you too. I'm Reverend Tara. I use the pronouns they and she, and I am the minister here at Allen A2U2 Church, A2U2 for short. And it is good to be together, and when I say that, I am making a theological statement. Remember that. Worship today is designed with all ages in mind, so there will be no separate RE program. If, however, any of our littles, I think there's just one today, would prefer to play in the nursery, we have childcare available. That being said, it is truly a joy to be together with members and friends across the lifespan in one sanctuary today. The wiggles and noises that the youngest among us bring are a joyful reminder of the life and vibrancy of this multi-generational community where all are welcome. And we remember that a noisy church is a healthy church. This morning we go back in time to early January, if you remember that snow day where we gathered on Zoom. And we're going to celebrate Epiphany, which this year we couldn't celebrate. We remember that story of long ago, around Christmas time, of the Magi following the star to Bethlehem, bringing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. This year, we are leaning into the gloriousness and mystery of science and allowing ourselves to be amazed by the non-human creatures that navigate their worlds by starlight. I'll ask you to think about how you navigate through your own life. We'll receive our star words, which you can see around the room, which may become a guide for us as we continue our way through these beginning months of 2024. So come, dear church, and arrive here in this place, this moment made sacred by our gathering. Come into this place where all are welcome, all are needed, and all are loved. Come and be welcome. You are joyfully called to worship.
As we light our sanctuary chalice this morning, those worshiping at home are invited to light a chalice or candle near you to connect us with one another. We affirm that love is our greatest purpose. Accepting one another is the truest form of faithful living. The search for truth is our constant star. We pledge our hearts, minds, and hands to challenge injustice with courage, to find hope in times of fear, and to live out our Unitarian Universalist values every day as a beloved community. Our opening hymn is number 131, Love Will Guide Us. Dale will play it through once, and then please rise in body or spirit to sing together. The words are in your gray hymnal, and they will also appear on the screen.
How about now? Better? Okay, I need helpers. Ooh. All right, if that's not gonna work, then we'll figure it out. I need some helpers. I've got this box of stuff. And it has to do with that song we just sang, Love Will Guide Us, emphasis on guide us. So will one of you take the top off and pick out one item and tell me what it is. Show it to everyone.
Shouldn't have gone first.
What's that?
It's a placemat.
It's not a placemat. What is it?
It's a map, and I don't know. It looks
Yeah,
like
this is-
Coast, kind of Harpswell, and it's a map. It's a map of Mid-Coast, Maine.
Is it a map or is it a chart? That was a rhetorical question. So, who uses, you have an answer?
I was going to say it's both a chart and a map.
It's both a chart and a map. Who uses charts to guide them? Sailors. Your work here is done. Emmett, how about you? What do you see in there? Do you know what that is?
It's a little like, I don't know. I don't know.
Hold it up for everyone. Anyone know who that is? It's so tiny. It's a green Tara. Does anybody here know who or what the green Tara is? It's not me. She's a goddess of compassion. Who might the green Tara be a guide for? All of us. Yes. Thank you. How about you? Does anybody know what that is? A beetle? Do you know what kind?
No, I don't know what kind.
Does anybody know what kind of beetle? Not a Japanese beetle. A scarab? No. Who said a dung beetle? Yes! Yes! It's a dung beetle. We're going to talk more about that later. I promise. It's okay. We can ask them. What's that?
Ooh, melatonin.
Why is there a bottle of melatonin? If you're traveling, you need it. That has to do with being guided. What else? Dreams. Yes. So some of us are guided by our dreams. And some of us have really weird dreams when we take melatonin. I've got 3 more things in here, so I need 3 more. Come on up. All right. I'll do it, she says. What's that?
That's the Holy Bible.
Who is guided by the Holy Bible?
Well, theoretically, Christians.
Yes. All right. What else we got?
Oh, sorry. This is a compass. Boy Scouts.
And Girl Scouts. And who else?
Oh, golly. Any explorers or wilderness people?
Or people who are lost. Sailors, drivers, forest rangers. Thank you. And there's one object left.
What do Unitarian Universalists believe?
What's inside that little card?
I think they're suggestions, actually, of things that we believe. A whole list of them. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that we believe.
7 principles, perhaps? I think so. That's it. So I think you see the point, although you might not see the point of the dung beetle yet, but that's coming. That's sort of a surprise that's, we're going to talk more about. But the point is that there are all sorts of different things that guide different kinds of people in their lives. For example, Melatonin might not be so helpful for someone who's trying to sail at sea at night. A compass might be more their speed. A land map might not be the right kind of guide for someone who's on a boat, but a chart would. So here we have some examples of ways in which we are guided. Emily, will you help me? Would you join me now in the spirit of prayer? Spirit of life, God of the weary traveler, our feet and wheels are dusty from the roads we've traveled this past week, this past year, every day of our lives. We've followed your star here, looking for a glimmer of hope. And now, after a long journey, we set our baggage down. We have arrived. We are here, and we're on holy ground. You may not show up where we expect you, but we trust that you are here nonetheless. Be known to us. Be known to us in the hope of the star, in the peace of the clear night, the joy of arrival, and love that could not stay away. We are here. You are here. And we are so very grateful. Amen.
We are a freely gathered, open, and welcoming faith community supported by your contributions. Each week, 1/3 of our offering is given away to a nonprofit organization whose mission aligns with our Unitarian Universalist values. This month's Share the Plate recipient chosen by our Coming of Age youth is Rewild, Maine, whose mission is to deepen the connections between people, each other, and the earth through land stewardship, education, and community. Donations can be made now as the basket is passed through the donate button on our website, or if you are a member on Breeze. If giving through Breeze, please note if the donation is your pledge or a gift to our Share the Plate. And if you're visiting us for the first time this morning, please know that your presence is our gift, is your gift to us. At this time, our offering will be collected and gratefully received.
Let's talk about science. Stephen Emlyn, Cornell Emeritus Professor of Neurobiology and Behavior, did a series of experiments in the late 1960s in which migratory birds, indigo buntings, to be specific, were placed inside a planetarium where scientists measured and assessed their ability to orient and direct themselves under an artificial night sky. The findings were published in an ornithology journal in 1967. If you're interested, I could send you the link. Ultimately, Emlyn was trying to figure out how migratory birds knew where to fly at night. How in the world they stayed on course and knew where they were going. So he tried a number of things, of course, and found that it wasn't their biological clocks. They tried changing the timing of what stars came up when. That didn't do it. It wasn't the presence or absence of certain constellations. He tried blocking out everything within about 35 degrees of the North Star. And in his words, when that happened, the birds acted as though they were clueless. Aha. But was it just the North Star? More experimenting. As it turns out, it didn't have to be the North Star. The critical element for the navigation of these buntings was a stationary star that was bright, a fixed point to which the birds could orient themselves when they were ready to migrate. Fox science editor Brian Resnick writes that the experiment showed that the birds are primed for nighttime navigation, not by an inborn star map, but by paying close attention to the movement of the sky. They're hardwired to pay attention to something, which then takes on meaning. They're hardwired to pay attention to something. Dung beetles, too, are hardwired to pay attention. I won't go into all the details about dung beetles, but Google them. They're really quite interesting. And harbor seals, too, are hardwired to pay attention to something, the stellar celestial navigators that they are. Fiona McMillan writes for National Geographic, and she explains that Polynesian sailors have relied on guiding stars called lodestars to find their way at sea for thousands of years. But likely, harbor seals beat them to it. The seals, while foraging for food at night, lack terrestrial landmarks, and so use specific lodestars as navigational cues to venture from the shore and make their way back. McMillan continues, seals can see individual stars because, like all vertebrates, their eye is much like a camera. But insects, by contrast, cannot see individual stars. Their compound eyes can't detect fine detail, like single points of light. However, a collection of stars as big and dense as the Milky Way would appear to them as a single luminous streak, a guide. So if they keep that single luminous streak in the same part of their vision, and we know that traveling in a straight line is the most efficient way to travel most of the time, they navigate their way with their balls of dung that they push through the Milky Way. These buntings seals and beetles all navigate somewhat differently, right? There's lodestars, there's the streak of the Milky Way, different mechanisms, they have different eyes, different reasons, but they are all hardwired to pay attention to something. And so are we, aren't we? We too are hardwired to pay attention to something. We are people of community. We are meaning makers who search and seek to understand the hows and the whys of our lives. So the question is for us, what will it be? What will it be that we pay attention to? Some of us might look externally to a star, so to speak. Others of us look inward to our inner compass, our inner chart or map, that sense of purpose or meaning that's personal to us. What is or what will be that Milky Way line, that lodestar celestial map to help us move through the world, whether we know where we're going or we feel totally lost? What has guided you? What guides you today? What might you wish would be your guide tomorrow?
Out of the stars in their flight, out of the dust of eternity, here have we come. Stardust and sunlight mingling through time and through space. Out of the stars have we come, up from time. Out of the stars have we come, time out of time before time in the vastness of space. Earth spun to orbit the sun, Earth with the thunder of mountains to mourn the oil of seas. Earth warmed by sun, lit by sunlight, this is our home. Out of the stars have we come, mystery hidden in mystery, back through all time. Mystery rising from rocks in the storm and the sea. Out of the stars from rocks and the sea, kindled by sunlight on earth, a rose light. Ponder this thing in your heart, ponder with heart. Out of the sea to the land, out of the shallows came ferns. Out of the sea to the land, up from darkness to light. Rising to walk and to fly from the sea, tremble high. Ponder this thing in your heart, life from sea. Eyes to behold, throats to sing, mates to love. Life from the sea for my son, washed by rain. Life from within, giving birth, rose to love. This is the wonder of time. This is the marvel of space. Out of the stars from the earth, life upon earth rose to love. This is the marvel of life, rising to see and to know.
Sometimes we have a route mapped out and have prepared for every turn of a journey. Other times, we have no idea where we're going. And then perhaps more often than either of these, we may have thought we knew where we were going. We may have had a chart, a map, a plan, until life pulled the rug out from underneath us and things changed, or fell apart, or surprised us in a wonderful way. It is my belief that although we don't always know where we're going, we do not wander aimlessly. We have guides. We have values and core beliefs that guide us, something that serves as the North Star of our lives and helps us to be the people we aspire to be. Perhaps it's love or kindness, your ancestors, your faith, your call to justice. Maybe it's our UU values, or quote, or your intention for the season or the year. Today, you have the opportunity to receive a star word, a word to focus on this year to help root you and guide you. You may choose to use it in prayer or meditation, or put it on your desk or your fridge. Your stars are hanging around the room or on the windows. And you'll notice that the words are facing away from you. That's because you're not choosing your word. Your word is choosing you. There's a special lower to the ground strand of stars for our children to reach. So find the star you're drawn to and receive your star word with an open mind and an open heart. As Dale begins to play, all are invited to rise and choose a star. If you need to stay seated, please raise your hand and an usher will bring you one. Those of us on Zoom this morning will be receiving a star word from Rev Tara in the Zoom chat.
everyone get a word? Yeah. There's a sweet quotation Emily and I remembered when talking together about this service. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. We are guided by our stars as we shoot for the moon, as we chart a course and aim to follow it. But more often than not, we do indeed land among the stars. And this community is a pretty good landing pad, I'd say. For we are called to be a people that show up for one another and encourage each other to live our values and live our faith, to follow our North Star, even if it might be different than the person next to us. It probably is. You are invited now to use the pencil you should have received when you came in to write a brief note inspired by your star word on your order of service. This note is going to be to someone sitting near you. It could be a greeting, a word of encouragement, a haiku, a word of blessing. Wait, there's more directions. Zoom worshipers are invited to type their messages to one another in the chat box. And in case you might have forgotten, I'll remind you that orders of service make the beautiful raw material for a paper airplane, directions for which are on your order of service insert. Folding your note into an airplane, send it along to someone near you. It may reach them or land somewhere else among the stars. even if you shoot for that lamp, which one among us did with success, you will probably land among the stars, and if you don't, please see Jerry after the service. Sorry, Jerry. Would you please rise in body or in spirit for our closing hymn, 1064, in your teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home. We are not wandering aimlessly. We are guided. We are guided by the stars in our hearts and on our cardstock. We are guided by the stars of our mission and of our values. We are guided by the messages from our friends that landed among us. We are guided by the star of our faith. And thank goodness, when we fall, we land among stars, for we are not journeying alone. Our worship this morning has ended, and our service begins. Go in peace and with joy.